Hey folks, welcome to the Ken Mariko podcast. Today you're going to talk about HTML5 video. Longtail Video just came out with a new reference guide to talk about the HTML5 video support in all the browsers. So some of the highlights right now are that 2/3 of browsers on the market support HTML5 video. And of course, the laggard here being Internet Explorer 6, 7, and 8. Internet Explorer is going to, or Microsoft's going to update Internet Explorer, 6 and below to probably to IE 8 in the future for Windows XP. Because right now the updates are sort of a manual process for Internet Explorer, so they're going to auto update that. But we're still not sure if they're going to update it to a newer version than IE 9, because they said that IE 9 is only supported on Vista and higher. And IE 9 is the one that supports HTML5 video, so we'll have to see what happens there, but hopefully they can sort of push that along. And of course, users on Windows XP and stuff can use Chrome and things like that, so there are alternatives. But there's still a lot of issues with HTML5 video right now, because you have like 3 video formats. You have MP4, which has kind of been around for a while, and it's probably the best one. And then they have this new open source format called WebM that's supported by a lot of browsers. And lastly, there's like this Ogtheora open source video format as well. So right now, they're kind of saying in this article that you can kind of skip Ogtheora because only 5% of users would probably need it because of Firefox 3.6 and below. So, with the release of Firefox 4 and above, you can start using WebM. But still, it's kind of a hassle if you want to do your own video on your website, because you got to encode things in WebM and MP4, and people have said that that the tools really aren't there for WebM to do a lot of advanced processing and stuff on the videos. And of course, Apple gives you a lot of great support for MP4 video formatting with iMovie and Final Cut, and a lot of their tools for that. So that's one issue there. And then they're saying too, some of the tag attributes, like I had this on my website that I did in June of 2010. That was my first HTML5 website. I threw some video up on there, and I had some of the video looping in the background, and it was kind of frustrating because there's a loop attribute on the tag, so you could say, hey, just one little line, make my video loop, which sounds pretty simple, but when you actually implement it into the browser, you find out that, hey, it doesn't work in Firefox, and that just kind of blows everything up, because if it doesn't work in Firefox, then, you got to redo the whole thing. So what I did is I custom coded some JavaScript to make the video loop. And so they're sort of saying the same issue for full screen, that a lot of the browsers, at least desktop browsers, you can't go full screen on HTML5 video without some kind of full screen API. Because Chrome doesn't support it, and some other browsers don't support it. So really, the browser that's really ahead of schedule on all these things is Safari and iPhone and iPad and things like that. Apple's been pretty good about video, and they're really in tune with what videographers want. So they're usually ahead of the curve on that kind of stuff. Mobile support is pretty good. The thing to note on like iPad and iPhone and some of these mobile devices is that you can't autoplay videos, and I found this out kind of the hard way when I was doing my website. So it's kind of disappointing when like you want to do an effect where you have some you just want some video playing in the background, which is really easy to do in Flash technology. But when you get to HTML5, it's basically because of bandwidth reasons. Because if someone's got like a 200 megabyte data plan on an iPhone, and you're streaming, a 6 megabyte file that's looping, and you stream that automatically, you have it play automatically. That sucks up a lot of their bandwidth. So Apple has been pretty smart about not preloading video to mobile devices. So basically, to initiate the video, they got to click on it, and that makes a lot of sense, I think. So I'm going to link to the Longtail Video reference guide on HTML5 video. It's really great. So that'll be in the post content. So thanks for listening. As always, be sure to subscribe to the blog. Check out the blog at kenmariko.com/blog. I think the best way to subscribe is to subscribe using your RSS reader. And then I also have a separate iTunes podcast feed that you can click on to get all the podcasts. So check that out. I'm going to have some interviews this year. 2012 is going to be a great year. I think we're going to get Hal Werner back on the horn. And stay tuned.